of this is to educate you and have a little bit of fun while doing it. So let's just go ahead and jump straight into it. Probably got to share my screen, right? Okay, you probably are not going to see some of my screen because I'm hiding it from you. I don't want you to see all of my screen. It looks like we've got quite a bit to go through today. Now, I mentioned this in the last episode. Let me know if my keyboard bothers you because it's a little bit loud. I have a mechanical keyboard and it writes like a typewriter. So yeah, it can bother people. All right, so for the first one here, I posted, has anyone noticed Redacted hates half the thing he claims to love? America. And the reference here is that our president of the United States claims to love America, right? But is America the land or the people? To me, America is the people because land is just land. It just sits there, right? What makes a country's value is the people living in it, the people that are working, that are building businesses, that are providing value, right? So that's what America is to me, right? It's the Americans. And so this is in reference to, I think I posted the video here. Donald Trump says that he hates Democrats, which is essentially like half of America. So I'm not sure how you can hate half of the thing that you claim to love, unless you're just lying, which I would assume yes. I'm not sure who this is. Should I know who this is? I just got into the political stuff like this last year, so there's a lot of people and references and things that I don't know yet, just because I don't recognize them and didn't see them because I honestly wasn't paying attention before like this last year. But I do not know who that is, so let me know if you do, or if I should know who that is. All right, let's see. Just a bunch of reactions. Let's see what this person said. So I posted, oh yeah, Donald Trump seems to be really confused about global warming. Like because it snowed once, apparently it's not happening. I don't know about where y'all live, but in Colorado Springs, we have only had 2-3 snowfalls, maybe. Like we had one pretty decent one a couple weeks ago, but this year has been like the lowest snowfall that I've seen. Well, definitely the lowest snowfall since I've been here. Storm is my vengeance for threatening Greenland. Okay, that's kind of funny. All right, next. Okay, so this, we went over this post last episode, but this was the president's letter to, was it Norway? Because he thinks that Norway gives out the Nobel Peace Prize, but it's just a organization in Norway. So he's like threatening them again. Let's see. Margaret, nobody's going to kill anyone in Greenland. Greenland is underdeveloped and really have the infrastructure like roads, power, and Denmark has ignored them on that front. They do pay for their health care, but the people in Greenland could be doing much better. All this is all about negotiating and protection of our hemisphere. In addition to protecting Canada, there's nothing new. Many presidents have been wanting to do this for a long time. Our president has at least had the balls to do it. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just trying to give some insight. Well, we can protect Greenland anyway, right? Because they're part of NATO. So didn't I just say that? Okay, I'm gonna reply. I hate the tagging. We already have troops there. And I'm not sure why threatening. Okay. I'm not sure if she saw that in my comment. Okay.
Doing it, I'm helping Europe, I'm helping NATO, and I've until the last few days when I told them about Iceland, they loved me.
Greenland.
They called me daddy, right? Last time. A very smart man said, he's our daddy. He's running it. I was like running it. I went from running it to being a terrible human being. Doing it, I'm helping.
Nope, I just wanted to turn it off. Thank you. Okay. I mean, does Brett know that that was a mistake? He did mean to say Greenland. Whoopsie. Sorry, much proof you were wrong here. The world couldn't be happier with our great President 47. What? So because he has a random picture that says Kazakhstan president Trump sent by heaven, like anyone can create this picture, that means that the whole world loves him? I'm confused. Well, I'll reply to this assuming that this picture is true, even though I don't actually know if it's true. Help me out. Just being honest. Ooh, Andrew. And I think Andrew has a crush on me too. There's a few guys out here who seem to have crushes on me because they leave a lot of comments. They really like me. Okay, so let's see. This post, I'm sure this is going to have a lot of comments because I have not been to this post at all yet. Jack Smith testified in front of the White House Judiciary Committee that Trump exploited violence on January 6th and pressured numerous leaders to unlawfully overturn the election. Now, this statement is true. Jack Smith did testify this. I'm not claiming that all this stuff is true. I'm just claiming that he testified this. Jack Smith is also a federal prosecutor, and he has launched a full, extensive investigation into January 6th. Now, before I read any comments, I am going to just tell you right now that there are going to be a lot of people that have not watched any of the testimony, know nothing about the testimony, and are going to deny it because they will deny anything that Trump does that is bad. If it is bad, Trump didn't do it, deny all. If it is good, give Trump all credit as much as humanly possible, right? Like that's the what do you call it? That's the battle plan. Like that's the script that you go by. If you are an adamant Trump supporter, I'm sorry, everything good that he does, not everything good that he does, everything good that happens under his administration gets attributed to him, and everything bad that happens, even if he does it, he didn't do it. So I'll just pre-frame this and we'll see it play out. So let's see. Jack Smith is compromised. I was at January 6th here in DC. It was a peaceful day with lots of happy patriots enjoying the weather. The scene at the Capitol was a democratic setup. The truth will come out. You will see Capitol Police shuffling protesters in the back doors. Such a sham. Well, Brett, if that is actually true, I would love to see your cell phone video. I'd love to see any proof that that's true. I feel like anybody could say that they were at January 6th. Let's see if he actually lives in DC or anywhere near there. I saw Maryland. Okay, so he's in Maryland. Lives in Washington, D.C. Okay, cool. So he was at least in the city. I'm going to open a video here off screen. I've seen quite a few videos on this. I don't think I can open the videos here on screen for you. So I'm sorry. Each side receives different facts. I agree on that. You never agree on facts. Well, part of that from experience, Andrew, is because when I link peer-reviewed extensive scientific studies, you literally just don't read them and then you deny them without even looking at them. So there is that. All right, I'm trying to find a good video here. These are all like news sources. I don't want to cut up news version. I want the one with all the footage playing. I'll just ask him. So are you saying people didn't break windows, hit police officers, and I'll just ask him straight up, because those are the actual things that happened on that day, right? They broke into the Capitol building and they tried to stop the election process. We all saw it. I mean, you can't argue that it was AI. This happened in 2021. There wasn't any AI video yet. It didn't exist. So I'm not sure how like that could be faked. Some people will tell you that FBI were planted into the Capitol attack on January 6th, but Trump controlled the FBI. So always remind them of that if they say that, because if FBI were planted into the crowd on January 6th, that was because Trump's administration put them there. He had control on January 6th. That's why he was pressing Mike Pence to stop the process. Did you forget to take your Trump and all today? I'll just like him because he's helping my content. Do facts mean anything to you people? Andrew, I have a suggestion for you. I'll just write this out. I have a suggestion. Maybe share some actual sources so that we can all see your side of the facts. That's fair, right? I mean, if you just keep commenting over and over and you tell people to look at, hey, look at the facts, look at the facts, but you don't actually share a link or anything like a source, nobody knows what facts you're talking about. You're not helping anybody. You're just yapping. So we'll move on. Don't worry, Paul. These people are in the minority. That's why they always in attack mode on the comments. They think smart people actually read them. We don't. I do read them, but I don't really give them much value because there's no value in this. Did you forget to take your Trump and all today? It's kind of funny. but most of most of Andrew's comments are there's not much content in them. There's not much thought happening. So let's read this. There's a little bit more words here, so that's impressive at least. Your data is shit. Well, let's see. Wait, where are we going from here? Based on data, whether you own a business or work for one, you make more money under Democrats than Republicans. That's actually true. So based on many different types of data, GDP, inflation, employment, there's a bunch of different metrics that Democrat leadership just completely smash Republicans under. So if you go to like basically Google, or just go into a neutral AI and ask it like, hey, unbiased, pretend I'm not part of any political party. Tell me a study on which leadership has a better growth in the economy, Democrats or Republicans. And overwhelmingly, you will see that it is Democrats. Your data is shit. My experience is working and owning a business for the last 40 years in 5 different states. I assure you this is not accurate. I've worked in electronics, aerospace, automotive, large truck, and now space in the defense sector. During the last Democrat president is when my current group had over 80% of the workers laid off. When people get laid off, they make less money. So I guess my question, Andrew, would be, how does your experience represent automatically the experience of millions of other Americans? I mean, that sucks for you. That you didn't have a good time under Democratic president, but I'm talking about the average across the entire US. So we'll say something like that. Gotta capitalize that. Americans across the nation. I'm sorry you haven't had a great under unless you are in specific niches like what did Democrats cut funding for? That I actually don't know, but I know they cut funding for specific niches. So if you're in those specific niches, that would probably be why. But in general, manufacturing goes up, employment goes up, unemployment goes down under Democratic presidents. And then people will say, but Biden. Yeah, there was a large surge of inflation under Biden. But if you actually look at world data at the same time, it happened everywhere. It wasn't just the US. So you can't attribute something that happened over the entire globe to Biden. Like, Biden was not the leader of the whole world. The inflation surge under Biden happened because of supply chain issues under the COVID-19 pandemic. So it was not because of Biden that happened. I'm not going to say light because I have no idea which niches. I just know that they cut funding for certain programs. Okay, let's move on here. Autopsy confirmed third shot on Renee. Good was the lethal shot. Yeah, this was pretty rough. They did I'll just share this. They did a private autopsy. There's multiple articles on this. But Renee Good's family had a private autopsy done, and they determined that right here. So let's see. 2 apparent gunshot wounds to the right side of Good's chest, possible gunshot wound with protruding tissue on the left side of the patient's head. So basically, like, 2 of the shots were not immediately life-threatening. One hit her in the arm, and then another hit her in the body through the right chest, but missed major organs. And then the third shot landed on the left side of her head in the temple and exited on the right side of her head. So we've all seen the video at this point. We don't need to watch it again, but we all know that, the first shot was debatable because the car was like kind of clipping him. I mean, it's hard to argue that he should have been prioritizing getting out of the way, not leaning over the front of her hood to shoot her through the window. But that's beside the point. The second two shots, however, he was already to safety. I don't think anybody can dispute that he was already to the side of the car. And when you're in that type of situation, if you've ever been in that type of situation, time kind of like slows down a little bit. I mean, it goes by really fucking fast, but it slows down a little bit in a way where, like, if you're the person shooting and you bam, bam, like you're the one aiming, you've got the instinct, you've got your arm out, you know that those first two shots were not lethal and you needed that third shot to kill her. If that's the way that it happened in the moment, yeah, he's a murderer and he shot her in the head with the third shot. So he does deserve to be prosecuted for this. Are you the prosecutor, judge, and jury? Why don't this shit happen in other major cities? I don't know what kind of question that is. Andrew, I'm speaking against violence. Jonathan Ross was not the judge or jury, but he carried out a sentence nonetheless. I don't think you need to be a judge, prosecutor, or jury to speak against violence, just saying. For the record, I don't think any law enforcement should just be shooting people in the streets for resisting arrest. It happened again just recently in front of a donut shop. A 37-year-old man who's actually a registered nurse was literally just shot, killed on the street, like on the sidewalk, for resisting arrest.
To be a Republican.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. All right, so I said in my post, definitely not all Republicans are racist, right? But racists are almost always Republicans. It's kind of true. It's similar to like men, right? You know how like a lot of women are choosing the bear over the man, and men think that's ridiculous. It's because of this. Like, it's definitely not all men are evil, but the evil, like against, the oppression against women, the abuse of power, the violent crimes are almost always a man. It's not that all men are doing it. It's just almost always a man. And same thing with racists, unfortunately. Sonny, you can't say all Republicans are racist. So yeah, that's why I said definitely not all Republicans are racist in the very first line. That's a stereotype, but it's also misleading to pretend racism belongs to one modern party. I didn't say it belonged to them either. I'm just saying that they're part of it. Like KKK, Proud Boys, and Young Republicans, these are all proclaimed like Republican right-wing parties, or not parties, but groups. And they love Trump, by the way. Like, you go read their chats, they're all Trump supporters. I'm not saying like other people are part of these groups. I'm saying these groups are Trump supporters. They just are. Like, Trump is giving them what they want, so they support him. KKK was founded in 1865 by former Confederate soldiers during Reconstruction. It was the strongest in the post-Civil War. So, why is he telling me this? We're tied to Southern Democrats at the time. Also, the Republican Party. Right. That was like when Abraham Lincoln like freed the slaves and everything, right? And I don't know a ton about this, but from the little bit that I've been exposed to or that I remember, feel free to correct me, but Democrats had like a switch, so to speak, where they actually like woke up and got away from slavery. Also, the Republican Party was founded as an anti-slavery coalition. I don't think that's true. And Republicans led the push to end slavery, including yeah, that is true, which was backed overwhelmingly by Republicans in Congress. Okay. I'm not sure if he's talking to me or if he's just adding value to this. So I'm not going to debate it. Just like it. And some of these comments, some of these comments, if they're longer and they're going to require me to like type a lot and sit here and be quiet, and you guys are all like just watching me type, that's kind of boring. So some of these bigger comments I'm just not going to reply to on stream. I'll go back and reply to them, and I will give sort of a reply here on stream so that we can just keep things going. Okay, we read this comment already. Let's just see if I missed any on this post. I don't think so. Actually, I do think so. I think someone replied to her. Is it this one? Yes. The man is a criminal. Yes, he certainly is. Tried and convicted. All right, Ken.
Today, I told that the current president of the United States had 34 felony convictions. And she said, "Damn, I didn't know that." Who the fuck lives among us that can just like vote and have jobs and shit?
Just thought that was a funny video. Okay, so wow, this is a very long comment. So I will not be. That's something in my throat. I will not be typing out a reply on stream here. I might type out a reply later, but I'm just gonna read this comment. I'm gonna read the whole thing. Can we make this a little bigger? You can't even see it. Oh, that's horrible. You guys haven't been able to see the comments on the right side this whole time. I'm so sorry. Let's see. How's that? Make this like that. That's good. Okay. All right. So let's get into this. The Trump haters present their story their way. It's always the same old. He's a convicted felon, followed by, but he is. It gets to the point of goofiness to the rest of the outside world who see it for what it is. He falsified business records. Falsifying business records is normally a misdemeanor in New York. It became a felony because prosecutors argued the underlying crime was a conspiracy. No, they argued that it was in furtherance of another crime. Where he sent hush money to Stormy Daniels to keep quiet about his, well, he's been cheating on all his wives. So, conspiracy to unlawfully influence the 20. Wait, was it about the election? I don't think so. I think it was about his affair. Justice Merchant is a registered Democrat. Trump criticized during the trial as being corrupt. Yeah, Trump criticizes every Democrat for being corrupt and conflicted. That's literally what he says about every Democrat. And the trial was politically motivated witch hunt. So just this sentence, his claim here is that Trump stated these things, and I guess because Trump stated them, that they're somehow true. The majority of Americans saw that for what it is, fear of having a real leader for president that didn't go along with gay agendas and other things that attempt to subvert traditional values. It was as simple as that. The lady in the video is filled with hate. You can see it in her eyes. No, she's filled with confusion. She boasts about telling her friend, did you know Trump is a convicted felon? But if asked specifics, the conviction, she probably wouldn't even be able to speak to it. They just love the word felon and attaching it to generically without details is someone they hate. The bottom line is President Trump will remain president, and he will continue to move forward as a very disruptive agenda against people who take advantage. He's normalizing shooting people in the streets. I'll just say that. Right in the middle of this, I just want to be clear. He's normalizing shooting people in the streets. He will support traditional values, and the people who don't like it will continue to hate. They will come up with excuses to hate. That's what haters do, while offering criticism to the exclusion of any solutions. They have no answers, just hate. And I'm sure you can all tell, like, I'm really hateful right now. I sound so hateful, so angry and hateful towards everybody. I just hate everybody. As I look at the staff the president has around him, guess what? They support biblical values as well. So we are going to see the Bible featured prominently, whether you like it or not. So this is about the Bible. Okay. So it's about getting rid of separation of church and state. And by the way, Trump is not a good Christian. He is not. As I mentioned earlier, it's a sin to cheat on your wives, right? Or sorry, it's a sin to cheat on your wife. He cheated on all his wives. So just by that notion, he's not a good Christian and you should not follow him. And this leads us to the real problem, which is people wanting to play God with me, myself, and I because they reject God. If God had to use someone perfect to fulfill various objectives he has on this earth, there would be no one to use. God has traditionally throughout time. Okay, I don't know if I need to finish this. That's really what it's all about. The haters and the people who hate God. They are slaves to their lifestyles and have absolutely no plans to change the way they live from that position. Okay, so he is saying that I guess he's saying that Democrats hate Trump and that non-Christians hate God. That's what it sounds like. I would just say that I don't hate God because I don't think he exists. I'm not sure. Like, that's like saying that you hate Santa. Like, how do you hate someone that doesn't exist? I just don't think he exists. I don't hate him. I have no reason to hate God. And I also don't hate people who believe in God or the Bible, actually. I don't like when people try to pretend their religion should be everybody's religion. Like, Ken, fuck you for saying that. Anybody that tries to push their religion out like it's the all-knowing truth, like everybody should do this because it's the only right way, like basically pushing for Christian nationalism, like, fuck you. What makes America great is us not doing that, actually. What makes America great is having diversity, is having different religions. It's having... it's being able to go to a taco shop and get a breakfast burrito, and then being able to get like Chinese food for lunch, and then getting a burger for dinner, right? It's being able to experience different cultures, different ways that people speak, different ways that people live their life, being able to experience Asian culture and then Middle Eastern culture and then Indian culture and then Mexican culture all in the same day. That's what America's about. America brings together knowledge and culture from all different parts of the world. And America was founded on that greatness. That's what made us a world leader. That's literally what set us apart from all the other countries. When we all came together and we started working together as all these different races and cultures. That's what makes America great, not biblical values. Okay, biblical values have started so many wars and genocides and deaths that I'm personally done with it. I'm done with people who are pushing their ideals onto other people. You might say, oh, Paul, that's what you're doing by making these lives and posting this stuff on the internet. You're pushing your ideals on people. No, I'm just stating facts that you can choose whether to accept and reject, but they're not forcing you to live in any particular way. right? And then we could say, oh, he's not forcing you to live in any particular way. You're right. He's just saying this stuff. But this is very revealing about how you live your life when you say things like this. Like claiming that people who don't believe in God hate God and that it's the only way, and we need to go back to traditional values. Like it's just like justifying forcing people to live the way they don't want to live. That's essentially what it is. So Ken wants everybody in America to apparently be white and Christian and love Trump, but that's not going to happen, Ken. I'm sorry. I will reply to this later. I'll go through it and give you a respectful answer. But I am not going to respect your approach that everybody should follow God. I'm just not. All right, next one. All right, so I posted, immigration is a massive benefit to our society economically and culturally. Immigration makes America great because it does. Immigration has proven to increase our economy. Immigrants are more likely to take lower paying, lower skilled jobs that many Americans who have lived here for a long time do not want to do. A lot of Americans, like myself, are trying to find higher skill work, increase our knowledge, and get higher pay. And we don't want to go out and work in strawberry fields. So it's honestly great that immigrants are coming here and willing to do that. I will say that it's not so great that they get taken advantage of for cheap labor. I do think that they should be given certain rights if they are going to work and do honest, be honest contributors to society. Excuse me. So yeah, like if an immigrant is coming here and they're doing honest work, they're like paying taxes. Don't say immigrants don't pay taxes. That's why an ITIN exists. If they're coming here and paying taxes and they're contributing, they should be given a pathway to citizenship. Absolutely. And immigrants who come here illegally and commit crimes, yeah, they should be deported. They should be taken out of the country because we don't want immigrants to come here and commit crimes. We want them to come here and contribute and, you know, start families and become part of society and be Americans, right? Okay, immigration is great if they come here legally. Legally. Well, Andrea. Sorry, Andrea. Many who are coming here legally are being deported anyway. I'll just say that, like, like people who are in the legal process are being targeted and arrested and deported. ICE has shown up to USCIS interviews. I've seen multiple upon multiple first experience scenarios, people who have been detained, arrested, and let go eventually by ICE, just for showing up to their legal green card interview. I've also seen, heard from my lawyers, that people are doing that. I've heard personally from lawyers. I've seen cases of it online happening. So I do believe that is what's happening. Unless somebody can show me definitive proof that it's not. I mean, like, we've seen the videos, right? Hundreds of them. Hundreds. All right. Oh, this post was funny. So I don't even know if this is true. Elon Musk proposes AI satellite shield to reduce sunlight to slow Earth's rising temperature worldwide, which sounds like some kind of cartoon villain thing, right? Let's see. Rob Rowe said, in the movies I have seen, Matrix, Highlander, Sunshine, Earth, Catastrophe, blocking out the sun was never really a good idea. Yeah. Like Brandy and I were saying, like, it's kind of like you're trying to put a Band-Aid on a problem and not really solving the root cause. I think there was an episode of Sonic the Hedgehog where Dr. Robotnik did a similar thing where he moved the moon in front of the sun and then made everybody on the Earth buy like an in-house like sunlight device so that everybody could have sunlight. Or no, it went like in their front yard or something, and it provided sunlight to their house. So he turned it into like extorting people through business, which just like reminds me of what could happen right now. I'm just gonna say sounds like something from a cartoon. I spelled villain wrong, huh? AI. And I think there was one other post on here. Sorry, but here's a little voice of reason. I'm not looking for things that are just popping up, but this is one of the most successful investors. Arguably a sociopath, but he has a great point. Bro, like that's not a very good, you're not selling him very well, but let's see. So just to get context, we're talking about climate change here. All right. Talking about climate change. You know what? I'm not going to click on random videos on my lives because you never know like what they're going to say or do. So I'm going to do this later and reply to it later. I think that's it. I don't think I have anything else. Okay, so yeah, if you came and watched, thanks for coming. That's pretty much it for my comments. I will be continuing to go live as often as I can make it happen in my schedule and as often as I have some content to share. I kind of like letting the comments kind of collect throughout the day and then reply to them in these lives. It's kind of fun. I don't know about these longer ones. I'm just going to leave those I'm going to reply to those later because they just require a little bit more nuance and depth. And I don't want to make you sit here watching me think for a long time because that's not very fun for anybody. So I will continue to go on live and do these comment replies as much as I can. Tomorrow, I am supposed to be having a debate with a friend. He is not a Trump supporter. It is really hard to find a Trump supporter to get to debate me. I think they're scared. I think that they know that I'm going to ask them for sources and evidence, and I think that they are not ready for that. So probably not going to see a Trump supporter here anytime soon. I don't know. I keep dropping the link. We'll see if somebody even applies. I haven't even gotten an application yet. I think they're so scared. They want to hide in the comments and drop enormous paragraphs for me to read through about God and the Bible, and drop video links for me to go watch. So I will go watch these and reply to these and see if we can eventually get one on camera. Until then, I hope you enjoy the content. I hope this is educational for you. Let me know if any of this is helpful for you in any way, or if I can do anything else to bring value to you and your life. Thank you very much. I will see you later. Peace.